the refugee problem? Thank you.
Herr Kollege Swoboda.
Thank you, Mr. Swoboda.
Thank you. In the framework of our group, we had the possibility to speak with 3 refugees from Syria. One of them is Palestinian, and the young lady described the difficulty she had, especially as a Palestinian, because not all Arab countries are very open-minded to Palestinian refugees. She came via a boat, or via the Mediterranean Sea with a boat. 100 people died during this cruise. She had luck and could come to Europe. But they told us also that in spite of torture and imprisonment in Syria, they had difficulties to get at least a permit for transitional stay in the European Union. And when I asked them, what do you want, what do you expect from Europe? They said very clearly, we want to go back, but perhaps you can give us some training, some expertise. Because it doesn't make much sense that if we have peace again in Syria, then European experts are coming for the reconstruction. We want to be the experts for reconstruction with the help of the European Union. And I think this is the task we have to fulfill. And I fully agree, yes, we have to open our borders for limited numbers, for limited times, but we have to do it. And the Commissioner said that's very different in different countries. If you look to the figures of the refugees, if you look to the number of asylum seekers, or especially to the number of acceptance and recognition of asylum seekers, you have a big variety in Europe. Some countries do their job, some countries don't do their job. And therefore, Minister, I was very disappointed by the Home Affairs Council. A task force, another task force. We need action, not task forces. We know what we have to do. In our resolution, it is written what we have to do. That we have to do. And I agree in this case with Mr. Weber. I wrote yesterday to Mr. Van Rompuy, put the issue on the agenda of the next European Council in 2 weeks' time. It's not only an issue of the Ministers of Interior. We know there are limitations, professional limitations. It's an issue for all of us, and all the governments and the Prime Ministers have to do their job. Again, yes, we have to take the refugees, but it's not only give them in some places. Give them the chance to learn here in Europe, to learn some skills, to learn about democracy, about freedom, about liberties. They want a Syria without Assad and without jihadists. They want a free Syria, and we should give them the chance. Yes, in our resolution we ask the neighbouring countries, please keep open your borders. To Jordan, to Turkey, to Lebanon and others. Are our borders open? Very often they are not. So we should be very honest. We should be very honest. Why don't we create safe humanitarian corridors for the people to come? Why don't we create enough temporary accommodation for the people to come and give them, as I said, education and training? Yes, it's absolutely true. We have to stop that cruel war. The destruction of chemical weapons is a first step, but nothing more than a first step. And we have to continue our work until there is peace and conciliation in Syria. And then the people will come back. They don't want to stay. They will come back, but they should have the chance to build a new Syria, as I said before. So let's together work that out of the tragedy of being refugees, these people get a chance, an opportunity to go back in their country, build a new Syria with skills and education and the philosophy of the European Union and European member countries. Thank you very much.
Herzlichen
Thank you very much indeed. Our next speaker is Mr. Verhofstadt.
Immediately to ask to the Council and to the Commission if they can agree on what the Parliament is proposing. Parliament is proposing that we should organise a European